But it is a great pleasure to be here to see the Academy on Capitalism and Limited Government Fund take off. This is a highly unusual thing and to be applauded. And Bob Novak, to have him here today is also an extraordinary honor. He is one of the greatest journalists in American history. He is a relentless pursuer of information. I can attest to that. While he said nice words about me today, sometimes in my campaign he pointed out that I wasn't the most charismatic candidate in the history of Western civilization, which is, of course, why I'm here today. And he entitled his book Prince of Darkness. That's what his envious peers in journalism and elsewhere call him. But actually, those who read his columns and his books regard him as the Prince of Enlightenment. He is a lover of his craft. He loves politics and political economy. I first got to read his column with Rollie Evans in late 1963 in the old Herald Tribune when they were starting to discuss the 1964 campaign. He is an entrepreneur. He recognized the power of cable TV before others and has some shows on there. He's a lover of ideas. He's not an individual who thought his education ended when he left here. He, for example, learned the virtue of tax cuts, of entrepreneurial capitalism with Jack Kemp and Ronald Reagan. He also, and this is very much of a minority position today, but I think a correct one, also is about one of the few journalists, maybe about the only one, who understands monetary policy and how commodity prices, especially the gold price, can give you an infallible barometer of monetary disturbances. And that is highly unusual. Reference has been made to his first-rate memoir. It is a page-turner. So it is a pleasure to be here today, both with a new institution, or fund, I should say. I don't want to trip up on this governance stuff. And with a first-rate individual, one of the most extraordinary periods of the American political scene in the last few decades. What we're seeing here today, what we're starting to see practiced here today, is what we see, to be blunt, too little in the American Academy today, and that is intellectual diversity. Not just a point-counterpoint kind of debate, but truly the rigorous pursuit of knowledge, the battle of ideas, the spirit of inquiry, the research, and the give and take that is essential for a vigorous and vibrant civilization. We don't have enough of it, and we need more of it. And few subjects, and this is why I was delighted to be here today, few subjects are more misunderstood, or more accurately ununderstood, than entrepreneurial capitalism. As you gathered from the distinguished panel here, there is a tendency to think of entrepreneurial capitalism, or free enterprise, whatever you want to call it, free markets, as something of a corrupt bargain that involves greed, selfishness, that thrives by appealing to the base emotions, the lower instincts of people, that manipulates consumers to buy what they don't need, that creates artificial wants. There was a book decades ago with that spirit of it sadly still lives called The Hidden Persuaders, bad advertising. A system that is populated by rip-off artists, crooks, manipulators who just spoil the environment, cook the books, and exploit workers and impoverish them as well. Well, it's a system, they believe, that society must constantly oversee and regulate, lest it implode and destroy all of us. In other words, it has no real moral basis, but hey, we put up with it because it gives us a higher standard of living, delivers the goods, but it is something that we shouldn't be too proud of because it appeals to our baser instincts.